Alright, I've been working my ass off last few days. There's gonna be a video coming out on this window thing that I do. I mean, those who've been here a while, you guys know I design and build stuff for a living. Been doing that for over 35 years. People give me a lot of money, pay me well to do it. So there's that. But this video is about, got into this today with that dude. I've mentioned him a couple times in videos, and that Astro Van Bitterness one was, he kind of sparked it, and it happened again today. It was just really funny to me because he makes all these accusations about me. He called me out on something. So the only reason I'm doing this video, and I shouldn't do it because my dad taught me when I was a kid, he's like, you know, always let the woman have the last word. I should just do that. But I was accused publicly of copying his mods, doing them to the van and making videos and telling people that I invented the idea and that I think that I am King Astro Van Man or something, which is comical to me. I mean, I've never done any of that. First of all, I challenged him to show me a mod on his van that and a mod goes beyond regular maintenance, right? Like replacing parts that we all have to do, worn parts, broken parts, things like that. I don't think that's what he's talking about, because if that's what he's talking about, that's really stupid. But apparently there's a cabal of Astrovan owners that have been doing Astrovan mods who invented everything that there is to know about Astrovans. Nobody else could come up with a new original idea. It's impossible. It's all those guys. And those guys laugh at me and apparently all the tens of dozens of other YouTubers that create Astrovan content. So people like me and Brian Bear Butler and whoever else I can't think of off the top of my head. And I got two friends that are going to be starting Astrovan channels, and I encourage them to do so. And they're probably going to do stuff that this guy's done. So I wonder if they'll get the ire of this clown. Like I am. It's hysterical to me. So I don't know what to say about it. I think it's silly. But it's fun for me because I feel like apparently this guy's really aggravated. So just so you understand, for those of you that don't know, there are people, these Astrovans have been around since 1985. My uncle bought the first Astrovan. I was in the first Astrovan that ever existed. Well, not the very first one, but the first year, you know what I'm saying? Dude, stay on your side of the road, man. And I had a van. I had a Chevy 10 short Chevy van back in the day. I've been wrenching on cars since before I was old enough to drive. I've been working on cars for over 40 years. But apparently, because I've only been working on Astrovans for 5 years, I don't have the right to have a YouTube channel where a lot of my content is devoted to my Astrovan. I don't rate that, I guess. I guess this guy hasn't heard that, you know, it's a free fucking country. I'll do what I want to do, man. And the thing that irks me the most is just tone. It's a tone thing with people, not just him. But when it comes to social media, you know, there's a way that people will type things out that, you know, you wouldn't be so snarky and as much of a douchebag, like, not just this guy in particular, but anybody, if you were talking to the person face to face. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's so much of that shit I'll take. So much. Look, I come from a place, old school, man. Somebody says the wrong thing, you kind of look at them like, come again? And they do it again and BAM! You know, you get into it. And then you become best friends afterwards. You have a beer, and then literally you usually end up becoming best friends. But it's just bizarre to me that there's that mindset of, I came up with this. You're stealing my ideas. But what if I did? What are you gonna do? Na 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 na. don't know. I mean, I did do my own original roof rack. I haven't seen anybody else do that. I didn't copy anybody when I did that. It all came out of my head. I'm used to thinking for myself. I'm used to being presented with an issue, thinking it out, and then solving the issue without any help from anybody else. Now, do I learn anything from the groups? Yes. From time to time, I pick up some information about issues with the van and what it could be. I don't even think that's 50% though. I think that's like a 25% of the time it's right. Because a lot of the stuff that's in the groups is just wrong. But, you know, people can be wrong, it's fine. My whole issue with this one guy in particular is just that he craps on people for like spending too much money, in his opinion, on the vans. I did this already in a video. Already discussed it. But his retort to me, which those of you who are in the group, I think it's the Astro van camper conversion one. I can't even remember. I'm probably just going to leave the group. Not because I'm all butthurt or anything. That's the guy that's butthurt. Just because I don't need that kind of drama in my life. Even though this is somewhat fun for me. It's fun to needle people. Where I come from, that's what you do. You needle, you needle, you needle. You push a guy so hard, then he punches you in the mouth. And I've said it before in my other videos. I like getting hit in the face because it wakes me up, man. Makes me feel alive. In the immortal words of my cousin Vinny, Joe Pesci, I could use a good ass kicking. Dude, what are you doing? That's how it works. Los Angeles is a funny place. People have not yet learned how to navigate four-way stop signs. Just so you know, if cars arrive at the same time at a four-way stop, the car to the right has the right of way. I believe that's the law in every state in the union. I could be wrong. We covered this already. I'm not right about everything. Which goes to this video. I am not right about everything. But I would just like to say, like, I'd like for this dude to show me a mod that I copied, and that's it. I mean, my van is nothing like his vans. He doesn't believe in tearing out the factory interior. I do. You know, he has very strong opinions that, you know, he thinks everybody else needs to abide by, and that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Right? You people that get the Astro vans or any other van, do what you want, man. It's your money, it's your vehicle. If you want to take out your interior and build your own out, do it. You know, the reason why I speak up about it with this dude in particular is just that, you know, I don't want him or anybody else to dissuade you or anyone else from doing what you want to do. Again, it's a free country, man. You get to do what you want. You can make all the mistakes that you want to make, whatever. But I just want to reiterate something, and I say it all the time in the videos. I don't think I know everything. I oftentimes tell you, do not do what I'm doing. I've got videos out there telling you specifically, don't buy an Astro van. Do not do this. All right, and I'm not. He accused me of cashing in. He's making fun of the Astro van tribe thing. The only thing that really makes sense is that the guy is jealous. That's the only thing that makes sense. That he didn't think of it first or something. Like, dude, if you got problems with me making Astro van content because you were here first, as if that means anything, then go make your own. See how you do. You might do a lot better than me. Probably better tech-wise than I am. Maybe you'll actually make money on it, because I haven't made a friggin' dime off any of this. I don't remember where I left off. I've been trying to do this, finish this video off here a couple times, but driving in this city is as you can imagine, it's Los Angeles. It can be a friggin' nightmare. I'm agitated. Need to match the paint on both sides of this, and they didn't have the base for it where I went. And I got to drive across town. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I'm going to try Lowe's tomorrow. I'm not going to do it now. I'm just too frustrated with the city. Anyhow, as I was saying though, I just wanted to point out I'm actually on this guy's side to a large degree on the pricing, but I don't give, I don't want to give people grief for spending the money so much. I mean, you should know better. My biggest thing is making sure that you know what you're getting into. So when people post a picture or something, or they talk about it and they're asking if it's a good price, I just like to remind you that you're going to be putting way more money into one of these things than you realize. That's just how it is. But who I have an issue with, it's not the buyers, it's the sellers. That's the thing that for me is aggravating, because a lot of the people trying to sell these things are trying to cash in on it. They got into it for whatever reason, and now they ran into issues, and they're trying to get their money back or make a profit, and they're asking these crazy numbers. But that's, only an issue if people are willing to pay for it. I'm seeing, and I don't spend a lot of time in these groups. I spend less and less time because of this nonsense. But, I'm seeing people buy these things and then have all these issues with them. So again, I think I mentioned it earlier in the video, I'm not telling you to do it. I've made videos specifically telling you not to do it. I have not ever made a claim that I came up with all this, other than the roof rack, or my custom woodworking stuff. And I'm not even making a big deal out of it. I'm just like, hey, here's what I did. It's not that big of a deal. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I am not doing this because I think I'm doing something special. I think it's just coming from a jealousy thing. Like, I've been doing this forever, and now all these new people are doing it, and I've been doing it first. Who gives a shit, dude? So this is me encouraging all of you to make Astro Van video content, because apparently it really pisses people off like this guy. If you know absolutely nothing, make the video. There is a dude, I love this guy's content. He's very funny. I don't think he always means to be. And I'm not laughing at him. Sarge Inc. He's up there in Canada, and he's got one of these things. And he really fucks his stuff up. He ends up getting it right. But watching him work on his stuff is funny, because he just screws it all up all the time. And that's funny to watch. All he's doing is doing what I did, or what everybody else did. They go on YouTube and they're like, okay, I got to do my ball joints, or I got to do my control arms, or I got to do, my hydro boost, or I got to do my rear shocks. And so they watch some videos, they try to get some tips, they order some parts, and then they do it. That's it, man. I don't understand what the big deal is, or why anybody would have a problem with that. Some of these people are, their videos are somewhat of a train wreck. Some of my videos are train wrecks. Sometimes I point out all the time, I am not a mechanic. I'm just mechanical. And like I said, I've been wrenching on cars since I was in 8th grade. For sure 9th grade. I've been living alone since I was 14 years old, and in 9th grade there was a family and they built all their own stuff. I had a job one summer spraying for gypsy moths. This was 1981, I guess. And these people, they had this vintage truck. It was a flatbed truck. This is in New York State. And was it New York? Yeah. And vintage old truck, flatbed, that they rebuilt, made a metal flatbed, put a wood deck on it, made a metal frame for it, had a giant plastic tank. I want to say like a 500 gallon. Does that sound like I'm exaggerating? I could be. It was enormous. It had to be about 5 feet tall and probably 10 feet long, round, that fit in this thing. We had a Briggs & Stratton motor on the back with this hose, and because we were spraying trees that were at least 30 feet tall, And I helped him with all that stuff. That's where I learned how to change oil and do all that stuff. Wasn't even old enough to drive yet. So I don't think that I'm coming off in my videos where I'm like hoity-toity or like full of myself about what I'm doing. If that's what you're seeing, you got some issues you got to deal with, whoever you are. It's not me, man. I think I'm pretty humble about it. I make fun of myself all the time. I'm like, I'm always screwing things up. But I'm still trying to get it right in the end, and that's all that matters. And I'm noticing that I think most of my followers are here more just for me, like my personality and whatnot, not even necessarily so much for the Astro van stuff. I got a lot of people would really prefer me to do more bike videos. My video that has the most views, it's coming up to 100,000 views. It's like 90 something thousand views was a video from when I was in the Marine Corps. It was about Richard Marcinko because he died, and I just did a video because his last mission, and I called it Red Cell's last mission, and I think that was incorrect, but his last mission before he went to the brig was at my base. They really did some crazy shit and kidnapped a civilian security guard and took him to a hotel and beat the crap out of him, and that's all on video. And if you want to know about that, you can look up the video Red Cell. But I was there for that, and I got pictures of the Navy SEAL that we captured, trying to break in with an explosive device and a briefcase and all that stuff. So, but yeah, so the videos that actually do the most for me are the ones where I'm just talking to the camera, and some of them are Astrovan related, where I'm trying to give some advice based on what I'm learning from it. And I'll tell you what, if this guy who knows everything about Astrovans, Astrovan royalty, man, right? The king of the cabal, the king of the Astrovan cabal. Clearly, that's who this dude is. If he had made a video 10 years ago warning people and telling people and explaining to people the way I've been doing, then I wouldn't have done the videos. So you got nobody but yourself to blame, dude. It's all your fault. Honestly, if you're really pissed off at something, it's always your fault. Unless somebody's purposely trying to piss you off. Somebody commenting on you because of your personality disorders, that's still your fault. Anyhow, I'm just laughing at me. I hear what comes out of me and it makes me laugh. That used to get me in trouble in the Marine Corps too. They don't like that shit. You're not supposed to have a sense of humor in certain circumstances in there. But again, sorry for the long thing and the rant and everything else, and I'll leave it at that. But I'll post this because I kind of want this dude to see it. Because, dude, show me again a mod that I copied from you. Show me in any of my videos where I've been like the man trying to tell you what to do. That's how you're seeing it. And you're seeing it that way because there's something going on in your skull, right? That I am not putting out there. So, whatever. I'm friggin' done with it now. I guess I just had to say my piece. I could sleep well tonight now. Ridiculous. So once again, be good to one another. I am only here trying to help. If you think what I've said here in this video is wrong, or you got a problem with me, my Astrovan content, you think I'm copying people, like that's a thing, like that's a problem, it's like, what's the term? Cultural appropriation, right? We're not supposed to do anything that some other race did or something. It's just the dumbest way to think. It's just dumb. All right, that's America. That's capitalism, man. You see something, you build a better mousetrap. That's all it is. And to poop on somebody for attempting to do it is un-American. You're un-American. And I have nothing else to say about that. I probably have about 10 more things to say about that.